Right, guys, Harry Kane on the move, possibly, or will he stay at Spurs? We've got three options for him, and then we will discuss the idea of Harry Kane at Spurs. We're going to try and keep an open mind on this one, because there's some that, you straight away you're going, nah, but let's just explore this, shall we? Nubaid, how are you feeling about Harry Kane generally?
I don't care. I'm at the point of like...
Don't click off.
Yeah. Stay here, because James
I
really
care.
cares. Kweku really cares. I'm just at the point where I'm like, just make your mind up. Like, if you want to break the record, stay at Spurs, tell the world you're staying at Spurs. If you're not bothered about the record, go to somewhere else and live your life elsewhere. I love Harry Kane, the footballer. I'm just sick of the dilemma and the drama around him.
Do you think this will rumble on through the summer, or do you think this will get sorted quite quickly?
He's dealing with Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy wants it to go as far as it can until the coins are in his bank. Yeah. And so therefore I think we're going to be here a while. So instead of me talking about a Harry Kane situation, I don't really care that much for. James, you really care about this Harry Kane situation.
I have a very strong view on this. Okay, we'll get to the team I think he should get to. He's third on the list you can see in front of yourselves right now. Let's start off with this one. Let's create a world, Kweku.
Yeah.
You'll like this.
Yeah.
Harry Kane, he played 242 times for a certain Mauricio Pochettino. Could Harry Kane go to Chelsea, who are in desperate need of a striker this summer?
Do you know what? It's so interesting because there's a few teams that need strikers in world football right now. It seems like all teams actually need a striker in world football right now. But two of the teams that need strikers, my team Chelsea and Spurs, other big rivals, and Arsenal in terms of goal scoring strikers. He can't go to those two sides. He can't go to Chelsea. Harry Kane cannot break the all-time Premier League
Can he not
goals.
Go to Chelsea?
He cannot.
I was just about to say that. Is that I remember
impossibly. He can.
He changed the language.
He cannot. I would love it. I think Harry Kane is one of these players that, because he hasn't got a bombastic personality, because he's not that outgoing, he's almost underrated. He's going to break every domestic goal scoring record if he does stay in the Premier League. But he cannot, if one of his goals is to break Alan Shearer's 260 Premier League goals, he cannot do it wearing the shirt of Chelsea, because it would undo all that goodwill at Spurs. And also, going to Chelsea is not a guarantee of trophies. And I think that we're all in agreement that Harry Kane needs to move, because he needs to go and win some trophies. He needs to go add some silverware to his collection. And I don't think Chelsea would be a good move for him, despite the fact that he's worked with Pochettino, he would fit like a glove, and we would have finally, after 6 years, replaced Diego Costa. But as much as I'd love it to happen, it can't happen.
If he went to Chelsea, that would rock.
Would it rival?
Think of the views,
Would
guys.
it rival Sol Campbell leaving Spurs to go to Arsenal? Would it be on that level?
I think it's because I was thinking Van Persie from Arsenal to Man United. It's worse than that. Because Spurs don't enjoy Chelsea. They don't enjoy going to Chelsea, and I think they certainly. The problem for Spurs fans is they had the realization of he's going to be in a Chelsea shirt. Then they will think about, we'll have to go and play against him. And of course he scores goals, like at Stamford Bridge.
Also, on top of that,
Spurs.
I'm now reinvested, by the way.
There you go.
Go back in.
You've done well. Also, on top of that, you go, Spurs would be selling him, and Spurs are 5th, 6th in the league, to Chelsea, who are 12th. Chelsea will finish above Spurs if Kane goes to Chelsea. It's just terrible vibes.
Yeah, I think Harry Kane is not that guy.
No.
I think that's a no. That's a firm no.
That's a Richarlison type of thing to do, not a Harry Kane type of thing.
Yeah, it is. That is true.
Leave him alone.
But as you say, would be perfect for Chelsea. Last season they created 52.5 XG, but only scored 38 goals. And looks like Havertz is possibly going to Real Madrid as well. We'll get to Real Madrid. Man United. Okay, so we talk about that mega mix of trophies and the personal accolade of getting to that total goals. Is Man United a better fit than Chelsea in terms of going forth and winning trophies?
We're back here again discussing whether Kane actually wants to win trophies or not. I think he does, but he wants to.
Nonsense.
No, but the thing is, look at the age he is now, and look at how many times he could have left Spurs, and look at how many times he chose to stay.
The last time he didn't choose to stay, though. The last time he tried to move him,
Absolutely.
the contract didn't allow it, because Daniel Levy forced him to stay. He was there playing golf with Gary Neville. declaring that he wants to leave leave
100 mill's enough,
Tottenham.
100 mill's enough.
And Daniel Levy didn't allow it. I do think he does want to leave.
I think he does want to leave, but I think if you go to him and go, you can go to Brentford and break the goal scoring record in the Premier League, or you can go to Man U and potentially win a Premier League title, but you might not break the goal scoring record. He's going to Brentford because he wants that record. He wants that record more than anything in the world. Because if I'm him right now, we're going to talk about Madrid. I'm going to Madrid. Go and win the Champions League. Go and win La Liga. Because Man U are not guaranteed to win the Premier League with Man City around 110%.
But Man United, the big problem for them this year, Martial had 7 separate injuries. Weghorst came in. He worked hard, but he couldn't score a goal. Mm-hmm. The big thing for them is to have an out-and-out striker. Also, if you have Rashford on the left, he's very similar to Son. You put Kane there. There's a lovely, synergy there in terms of moving him on, in terms of transferring skills. So, if they were able to get him, does that take Man United from third into a title-chasing team?
Yeah. Well, it's a transformative signing, really. I know Manchester United...
Not having it.
No, I think
it is transformative. Though.
Yeah, it is. But the idea that Manchester United are suddenly going to compete for a title when you've got Man City there.
Yeah, for sure. But the thing is, Arsenal competed for a title. We're going off on a tangent here, but Arsenal competed for a title in essence against a Man City team who are a juggernaut. And I think that Man United are further ahead than where Arsenal were last season. Do you know what I mean? So I think adding 30 goals...
I disagree completely.
Really?
I think Arsenal were on the trajectory of competing, not for a title, but they were there. Like, they could have competed for a title next season. They're a year ahead of where they're meant to be.
Right.
United are a long way behind. They need a new goalkeeper. They lose one centre-back and they can't defend. They need a new full-back. They need a new holding midfielder. They need a new striker. That's 6 players that they need. Yeah. On top of last season, we were saying get them a centre-back and a winger and they're going to compete for the title.
Yeah.
I think you can't get to perfection straight away. You are invested there. The FFP tightrope that Man United have got at the moment is a bit of a problem. If they're able to spend whatever they wanted to, they could fix it all this window. I don't think they can fix it all this window. But I think what they can do is make a massive jump up, and I think that's what they should do, and then sort of fill in the gaps of the other elements. And so for example, the centre back position, the spine of the team is all right, and I think there are goalies. David Raya would be a really good goalie to bring in for Man United. That might improve that. Can he deal with the pressure? Different video. But Harry Kane, I do think that adds 20 goals, maybe 25 goals, maybe 30 goals. He certainly did that for Tottenham this year. And that takes Man United to a different realm. Really, really does, 100%. I think.
But I think also Man United, it made sense before, obviously we're going to move on to the team that I think all of us agree that he should probably go to. It made sense because there was no other real option for him in England. Can't go to Man City, can't go to Chelsea and Spurs. We've already detailed the rivalry. Can't go to Chelsea and Arsenal. So Man United the only option really, but now there's a new option that's opened up that we all believe he should take.
Which all got called on the Ripple Effect, available wherever you get your podcast. Right, a couple of weeks ago when we chatted about Harry Kane, if he was ever to win a sort of Ballon d'Or, but we were talking about Benzema and where he could go and how they could evolve. Harry Kane, for me, I get so annoyed about the record. Forget the record, Harry. Forget it. I can't handle the idea of Harry Kane finishing his career having not won a single trophy, go to Real Madrid, win things. And I admit that's not guaranteed. You've got Barcelona there knocking about. Obviously, you have won the league this year. But if he goes in there, Bellingham running beyond or getting involved with it as well, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, the sort of the move towards what they're trying to get to. Vinicius Junior on that left-hand side as well. We're talking about Rashford, Vinicius Junior with him. And in terms of a like-for-like for Benzema as well, Harry Kane, guaranteed goals, can drop deep, has vision, can play in white, which we know he enjoys.
The most important thing.
I just think, don't ruin the opportunity for great moments just because you want a certain number attached to your name. It just doesn't work for me.
Also,
it's so stupid.
When in the history of football have you seen Real Madrid want a player, come in for a player, and the player's like, no, I'm not going to go there. It doesn't happen. Harry Kane should not set that precedent.
There's a guy in the Premier League who will not, and it's Harry Kane.
He should not set that precedent.
But where are you getting this from?
No, but I just think there's been moments in his career at Spurs where he has had the option to leave, and he said he'll stay because he wants to stay at Spurs. Yeah. I think that there is a narrative around.
But I think there's broken promises in that. Yeah. I think there's you go Antonio Conte or Jose Mourinho. Oh, okay, winner trophy, one trophy. I think one trophy for Spurs is worth. It's that Gerrard thing. One trophy for Spurs is worth.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
6 or 7 elsewhere. Yeah. But I think he now has a very clear understanding, despite what we said about Postecoglou in another video. Go check that out. it's not going to happen, and you're running out of time. So go and be the best and win things.
If Harry Kane was offered a move to Manchester United or Real Madrid now, he'd go to Real Madrid.
He should.
He should. That's what we're saying. But I think he goes to Man U.
No. I'm okay with Man U. I'm okay with that because I think there's a massive jump there. I think there's other players on their way to Man United as well.
But then you're saying about he has to win a trophy. If he goes to Man U, he doesn't win it. It's not guaranteed. He goes to Madrid. It's absolutely guaranteed.
I think when we get to August and people are doing predictions for Man United, we're looking at a Man United team where we're quite excited about.
Yeah, for sure. But
if Harry Kane's in there as well.
If both the options are there for Manchester United and Real Madrid, it does not make sense to me why he'd pick Manchester United. It's Real Madrid. Let's not get it twisted.
So the only reason is the thing that I just said. If there's one player in the league that doesn't want to go, it's him.
But the thing is, and what Harry Kane's illustrated, and I like the fact he brought up Steven Gerrard, is that people have given him leeway for not performing in the biggest games. When I say biggest games, I mean finals. He scores in London derbies, he scores against the biggest teams in the Premier League, but he's played in 2 League Cup finals, he's played in the final of the Euros, he's played in the Champions League final, 4 finals, no goals. And Harry Kane, I wouldn't say he's not a big game player. We've also seen him miss a penalty against France in the World Cup, a chance to...
Yeah.
So there's been opportunities for Harry Kane to win trophies.
Also scored one in that game. I think that is nonsense as
No,
well, that thing.
no.
The final thing's rubbish. Because Spurs have always been the underdogs in these finals.
Okay, James. So
he's been injured.
Okay. There's been four opportunities. He's one of the best strikers of all time, and he's not scored in one final. Steven Gerrard's Liverpool team, on paper, were a lot worse than all those teams that Harry Kane has played in. Gerrard elevated this team in the Champions League final, elevated the team in the FA Cup final, and they won trophies that they were not supposed to win. Harry Kane has had ample opportunity to do that in his career and hasn't done it. Go to Real Madrid where there are other big game players that can carry that burden, and the pressure's not on you to score goals in the final and win those trophies. Take that
very
silverware.
selective. I think you go through those finals, and I'll try and remember them all. Champions League final. He's come back from injury, wasn't really fit, and the game was horrible and got ruined in the first few minutes from that. The final, the England final, we scored after 2 minutes, and so we were careful to a point. That game gets rewritten a lot of the time as well. When you're 1-0 up, I was at that game with 45 minutes. I turned to my dad and said, "All we need is a clean sheet, and we're champions of Europe, right?" The third one is one where they've sacked Mourinho. They brought in Ryan Mason, and they're playing Man City in the League Cup final. Didn't get a sniff anyway. I can't remember what's the fourth one.
The fourth one was 2015 League Cup final against Chelsea, a Chelsea team who did go on to win the league that season. But he had already crashed it on Chelsea that season and ran John Terry and Gary Cahill ragged previously before at the Tottenham Stadium. I just think that Harry Kane is such a good player. Go to a team which alleviates the pressure. Go to Manchester United. It's still all on Harry Kane. If they don't win the trophy, they're all looking at him.
Right.
They're all still looking at him.
I hear that. And I think the right answer is if you just calm down and well, I think we all should. We can calm down and go, just forget the numbers. Know that you would have done it. It doesn't really matter. Is he really fighting for that line under his lower third when he does telly afterwards?
We're sat here going, oh, it's so ridiculous. But there's evidence out there to suggest it's not to him. He's mentioned the goals record over
because he's
again.
asked it though.
Yeah,
he's a forward. You're gonna get asked it.
I think there's
because he's so brilliant.
There's ways and means to answer it. I think there's times where he's actually gone like, I really want to break that record. Obviously, he's not said it quite in them words, but
I don't see that as a problem.
I do. I'm like, you need to win trophies,
he's
brother.
also said, I really want to win trophies. He said both of those
but
things.
he's staying at Tottenham. He ain't gonna win a trophy.
No, and so I mean, the one thing you say, Daniel Levy could go, "Now we'll run your contract down." Is there any credence in that?
That would be an insane thing to do.
Okay.
A man from your academy that you can earn 100 mil off.
Yeah.
Like,
Daniel Levy's a money oriented
time
man.
is
He's a
now,
businessman.
And also, just to add on, I know we've got to wrap up. Daniel Levy has always done good business with Real Madrid. Whether it be Gareth Bale, whether it be Modric, in the face of British interest in those players, Chelsea really wanted to sign Modric. Daniel Levy found a way to get the deal done with Real Madrid. Manchester United were linked to Gareth Bale. Daniel Levy managed to get a record amount for Gareth Bale to go to Real Madrid. He's done good business with Real Madrid in the past, and he will do it again. Harry Kane, go to Real Madrid.
Okay, guys. Woo! Imagine if he goes to Brentford. Where should he go, guys? Or should he stay? Let us know in the comments down below.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.